Bonjour! Je m'appelle Smallishbeans and I can only speak 2 words in French. Today, I'm going to be building in detail. Again. You'd have thought I would have learned after building the Disney castle that this takes forever, but no. I didn't learn. I'm going to be building my childhood home and talking about it. So get ready, all you nosy people. Please subscribe if you too also like noses. Look at that Shrek nose. Ooh, yeah. Side note, my server, mc.beanblocks.com, is currently hosting a building competition. The theme is magic. Ooh. So go build something magical on there. Hey. Anyway, time for the time lapse. So like always, we start off by forgetting to change the daylight cycle. I'm sorry. That's better now. And then we got to work on the front door of this house. Now, this isn't the biggest house in the world, but luckily it didn't take as long to build as my current house that I'm living in right now. And I'd also like to say that I completely built this from memory. This is how the house looked when I imagine it in my head when I was a little kid. I lived in this house from the age of like 2 to 10, I'd say, maybe 10, 11. But it was always a temporary house because my parents had actually bought another house which was in complete ruins. And they didn't have a lot of money, so they spent 7 years building that house by themselves with like the help of family and friends and stuff. So we lived in this house until that house was finished, and the bedroom I built of my childhood bedroom, that is in the new house, not in this house. This house, my bedroom was a lot smaller and I shared it with my sister. The house is actually a terrace house, so there's houses along every side of this bit here. That's why there's no windows on the side of the houses, because it's just like a terrace house in the middle of a street. And the thing I remember being annoying about this house was that it had one bathroom, and that was right there in the bottom where you can see the tiles. So if you needed the toilet in the night, you had to go all the way downstairs through the kitchen and you'd get to the bathroom. Also, as I built this from memory, some things are probably wrong here. I could not remember the colour of the walls for the life of me, so I've just done them all the same colour. I guess when you're 7 years old, you're not really noticing the colour of the walls, but you do notice where the TV is. And I definitely remember that cabinet that I'm building being there because I threw a toy plane at it once and I smashed the glass on it, and my mum was not happy. Also, you may notice the TVs look really retro. That's because they were retro, okay? Like, the TV was an analog TV. It wasn't all this digital flat screen stuff. They had the big backs on them. And this room here is the lounge, and I was never really allowed in here without my parents' permission because me and my sister would make a mess, and this was the nice room, which my parents used. And it's weird how much stuff I remembered when I was building this. Like, I didn't really remember how the kitchen looked in particular. I just remember the sort of basic layout. I wasn't sure if there's anything on the walls, if there was more cupboards than this. I just remember the rooms that I used to use, which were the downstairs dining area, which we used to the TV in there quite often to watch TV. And also I spent a lot of time in the shared bedroom upstairs with my sister. The bathroom, that bath looks really big. I don't think it was that big in real life. I just kind of couldn't remember the proportions of some of the stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of accurate, and I'm hoping that if I show some people that they will agree that this is accurate to how it used to look. And this bedroom here is actually mine and my sister's bedroom. And we had a bunk bed, except it wasn't really a bunk bed. My mattress was just on the floor. I slept on that bit underneath, and the bunk bed had a slide coming down it and also a ladder going up to it as well. And my sister used to have the top bunk. I had the lower bunk, which was just a mattress on the floor. However, when we were really little, we both just share the bed, and we'd be so small that our feet wouldn't touch as we slept at each other end. And the house actually had a loft as well, which my mum used as her sort of office. She did a lot of sewing and little jobs on the side of her main job. And up here is where I first used a computer. It was my parents' computer. It was an Apple Mac. I'm pretty sure it was this one. And look how old that looks. Oh my gosh. This was at a time before we had Wi-Fi, and we had to have dial-up internet, so I wasn't allowed to use it because it cost a lot of money. However, I did play a few games on it. One in particular was called Full Throttle, and I also played a flight simulator, which I remember just being awful. But then we move on to the backyard, which I remember losing lots of footballs over these tall walls in the past. It was all tiled and there was no grass, so we rarely ever really used this. I remember playing in it a little bit when I was younger, but I don't really have too many memories of it, apart from that lion head fountain there. I remember that fountain like the back of my hand. But let's go have a look around this place in more detail. So here it is, the front of the house here. This is just a little front yard bit. There was a couple of weeds here. I probably should have added in. So imagine more houses very similar to this, just all along this way and all along this way as well. And it was on like sort of a sloped street as well. There was a little, this was like a pavement here, and there was a road up like that. Probably should have built those, but oh well. And it was actually a black front door, although it had a number on it right here. And then we head in and we got the coat rack on the left here. This is where we kept our shoes on the floor here as well. I remember there being like a painting here, maybe somewhere else, but I can't really remember, to be honest. And then here is the lounge here. I think these sofas are completely the wrong color. I can't remember. Like, that's one thing I can't remember. I remember there being a rug, but I can't remember what color the sofas were. This was like a cabinet here, which had like an old stereo system. My parents kept their CDs in here. We kept our VHSs in here, because this house got burgled once and they all got stolen. And I think there's some books on here and there's just lots of photo frames. This was the TV. This is about accurate how big it was. You'd sit over here and you'd have to like squint to be able to see it. Not sure what was in that cupboard though. Not sure if I was allowed to look. And then from this lounge, we head through to the living area. I say it's the living area because we used to sit in here on the table and just watch TV on this TV. This TV may look a little bit bigger, but they were both the same size, roughly, I'm pretty sure. I remember there being like some sort of dresser here and the telephone was here. I don't think there was a plant here, but there was some stuff on here and I can't remember. I was very short at the time. Imagine I'm seeing it from all this perspective. Like, this is probably my average height the entire time I was younger, so anything up high, I couldn't really see. We had the fridge in this area, which is pretty weird, but the kitchen was so small that I didn't really have space for it. And this is where we'd eat dinner every night and stuff on this table here. Cupboards here, but I'm pretty sure we never went in those, and I can't remember what was in them either. And we head through to the kitchen. Had some cupboards here. The oven was there. We didn't have a dishwasher or anything. All the dishes washed up here. I think there was a dish rack there, though. And I remember the bin being there. I remember there was a cupboard under the stairs, and we had a Hoover. Then there's a little area here where the boiler was, and then the microwave was. I remember the microwave being here. And in here was a bathroom where we had the toilet, the sink, and a little bath here as well. Quite a small little bathroom. When we got burgled, the robbers broke in through this window. They brought a child, and the child broke in through this little bit here. Obviously, it's a bit wider than this in real life, but a child walked in and then came and unlocked this door here. And they climbed over that wall there, stole a lot of stuff. It was sad. But luckily not my PlayStation 1, because I'd taken that with me as I was away. But this is the garden. I remember there just being a lot of moss everywhere, so I tried to simulate that with some, like, green leaves. And then there was the fountain with a lion's head. And the lion's head is actually working at the moment. It's spitting out water, but it never used to work. And I used to get really sad. But that's basically it for the garden. Pretty boring. Now we can head upstairs to the landing. And when we were getting burgled, my dad actually came home, opened the door, and he heard a smash here. Someone had dropped a TV as they were trying to get it out of this window onto the roof, and he heard them just running out, which is pretty scary. And I think there was a mirror there, but I'm not sure. There might not have been a mirror there. But let's start off with mine and my sister Fia's bedroom. This grey sofa is the same grey sofa that was in my childhood bedroom video that I made. It's the same sofa. It got moved from here to my new house. We had like a little cupboard here, I think, with some toys and stuff in it. I'm pretty sure. And there's some other stuff around here which had some toys in it. And then this was the slide. You'd slide down this out the top of the bed. And then my bed was under there as well. I had a little lamp and I read books in here and stuff. I think I had a little wall light there, which I didn't add in because I couldn't remember what it looked like. And there's also a little ladder up here, so you climb up like that. And then my parents' room, couldn't really remember anything from this. I remember they had a wardrobe. This might not have been here. I might have made this up. I remember their bed being here and them having a bedside table. And there might have been another bedside table. I remember there being a mirror here. I can't really remember what was here. I never really came in here. I think there was a cupboard under the stairs here, but up into the loft we go. This is where my mum did all her work on the table. This is where I sat down at the PC ever so often, playing some games and stuff. Little cupboards in the wall here, which kept a load of stuff, and some more over here, and then another little desk here, I think there was, so my mum could get the light from the window. And then there was a cupboard here, which had some storage stuff in it. But again, I was not really allowed up here, so I never really went in here. But there you have it, little nice tour. Pretty cute little house. Lots of memories in here. And speaking of which, I'm going to FaceTime my sister. Quick side note, if you hear a baby, that is my niece. Oh, hey, Darcy. How are you doing? Do you recognize this? Yeah, well, I can't say that. But yeah, so I tried to recreate it as it was when we were kids. At this point, I should probably say my sister was actually living in this house a couple of months ago before she recently moved. And it looks a lot different now. Do you remember the lounge looking like this?
Yeah, I remember them sofas.
Is that, what colour were these sofas? I can't remember what they were.
They had like green, pink in them, all sorts.
Oh my gosh, and that little TV.
The little squared box.
Yeah, and that, there was a cabinet there, right? There was like...
All like oh no, it was behind the sofa, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Oh, it might have been actually.
I'm sure there was something behind the sofa that had all like mum and dad's CDs in.
Alright, okay, and how about this area? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Do you remember that tiny little rubbish TV that was there? Absolutely terrible. And there was like a cupboard there, right?
Yeah, that's still there.
Oh, that's still there. Okay, and what about this?
Yeah, no, remember that.
Yeah, remember we smashed that?
Yep.
That's where Mum put her hand through the ironing board, through the pin cushion. One time, my mum was ironing just here, and me and my sister were being quite annoying. So my mum went to slam her hand down on the ironing board while she was doing some sewing and accidentally slammed it down on a pin cushion full of pins. She had to go to hospital.
And then the fridge freezer near the doorway.
Yeah, right there. Got it already, don't worry. And then the bathroom. That looks pretty good, right? Pretty accurate.
Was the bathroom like a pink colour?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I just did it all. I could not remember the colour of the walls. Got our bunk bed. I swear we had some toys here. Darcy, are you okay? We had some like toys here, right?
There was a sofa.
Sofa's there.
Yeah, there's a sofa. Then there was like a kitchen.
Oh, that was it. It was like a little toy kitchen there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the bed, obviously, where I had my little hovel underneath. I don't remember what Mum and Dad's bedroom looked like whatsoever. Was there something there? I remember.
It was like a wardrobe and then a weird little tent thing which had our clothes in.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, and there was a mirror in the corner.
Cupboard in the corner as well.
Which corner? That one over there?
The one to the left of the wardrobe.
Okay.
Yeah, in that corner.
I do not remember that whatsoever. Then Mum's office was like basically up here. She had that table there, right? Big old table.
Yeah.
The Viewlux? Was there a Viewlux?
Yep.
Yeah.
There was two.
And then there was that computer. There was two?
Yeah,
There was
there's two Viewluxes, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't remember that. I've got that bit wrong. And then was there a cupboard here? Have I just made that up?
Yeah, there's like a cupboard in the corner, yeah. Not a very big one though.
Okay, I think I've made it too big. Alright, but there we go. I tried my best. Obviously not done as well as the job as I could have, but not bad I don't think. And then there was the garden. I think this is pretty accurate. There was like vines and stuff up this wall, right?
Yeah.
And there's planters.
Yeah.
And then there's the weird looking shed and the lion face
Yeah.
spitting out. It's not a very good lion face.
That's still there.
Is that still there? Okay.
Yeah.
Little throwback. Was thinking lots of memories. Remember the time you pretended to run away? Came out this door here. Sat on the doorstep, pretended that you were leaving forever. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you that.
Yeah, that's good.
But there you have it. I think I did a pretty good job. Obviously, my sister has a better memory than me, though. And I really enjoyed building this as it was just a fun trip down memory lane. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too, because I know how nosy some of you are. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment, and I shall see you another time. Goodbye.